All right, Waste to Water Sports, ahoy! How's everybody doing? Welcome along. We are there we go. Okay, we are finally back with some Super Rugby. It's been a while since we've done the Rugby Union, but it is time. Welcome along. Nice to see everybody. Skyfinks, ahoy! Gamer Mel, ahoy there. I wonder how long Gamer Mel will survive in a game of Rugby Union. We shall have to wait and see. All right, so Auckland Blues and the ACT Brumbies. It is Super Rugby Pacific semi-final time. This game, of course, over in New Zealand. The Brumbies, well, Australian teams in general do not have a very good track record over in New Zealand, so it will be interesting to see if they can break the mold here. The Brumbies. We are definitely going to do the final as well. Ask Leanne, definitely. Dan Jam, ahoy mate, how you doing? We have got some great internationals coming up as well in the Rugby Union. The Wallabies will play Wales at some point. The All Blacks are taking on England. So there is some good stuff coming up. But first and foremost, yes, Blues. For anyone interested in a same-game multi, I have gone for the Blues to win this 13+. They absolutely spanked the Brumbies last time out. But the Brumbies do have the capability of running the Blues close. They're clearly the best Australian team as it stands at the moment. The Brumbies, clearly the best, and they could potentially push them close. I don't think they can get the win, though. It's that simple. Over there in New Zealand, it is a graveyard for Australian teams, and I expect that to continue here tonight. And the Blues to make it into the Super Rugby final. So yeah, same game multi. Same game multi. Skyfinks asking who's my bet for tonight. I think he's talking about the NRL. My bet for this game, though, is Blues to win 13+. Caleb Clark and Rico Ioane, anytime try scorers. I did not have the confidence to bet on any of the Brumbies for try scoring, because honestly, I would be lying if I said I've been following the Super Rugby that closely this year, so I don't know who their players are. I don't know who the best chances are for try scoring potential. Probably should have consulted DJ Shaq with this before the game, but not to worry, we'll see. Ed Vogel, ahoy mate. Carter Gordon to the Titans. What position will he play? Well, we were talking about this last night, actually, Ed Vogel. And, I mean, I can't see any other position for him to play but in the halves. Probably number 6. I don't think he would have the wherewithal to run the team at number 7. I should imagine that the Titans will keep Kieran Foran on as a little bit of a mentor. And maybe 7 will be his position in the future. But certainly for now, I expect him to play 6, or at a pinch, maybe even in the centres. Matty Rogers was talking on radio, and he suggested that maybe the centres would be a good starting point for him. There's a little less pressure there on him, and he can just come to terms with the change from union to league. But we'll see. We'll see where he ends up. Carter Gordon, a great pickup for the Titans nonetheless. ACT Brumbies, oh, I missed it. ACT Brumbies have the second most something or other. Anyway, we are ready to get underway in this one. Brumbies versus the Blues, Super Rugby Pacific semi-final, and it's the Blues with the kickoff and Brumbies with first use. Feel free to jump on Discord if you'd like to follow along with the game. It's on the Discord in the Watch Games live channel. Oh, hey, Archie. Hey. How are you, buddy? And the Blues have got the ball back here. And this is a great start for them. Blues on a 14-game winning streak at Eden Park, says DJ Shack. And they've got a good start going on here. It's Akira Ioane busting up the middle. The Harbour Bridge pass over the top to Dalton Papali'i. The Blues red hot on attack here. 20 out from the Brumbies line. Christie sends it to midfield, where they just set up another ruck. The Blues threatening, looking good early. This is a golden opportunity for them. Now they release it wide to Rieko Ioane. It's loose out the back of the ruck. They keep it alive, though. 10 phases they've gone through here, the Blues. They're getting closer and closer. One out from the ruck. They go pick and drive here from Dalton Papali'i. They're half a metre short. Penalty advantage incoming. And through the hands they go. It's a forward pass out wide, surely, to AJ Lamb. But the try is awarded. And what a ferocious start for the home team. A minute 54 gone. And the Blues lead 5-0 with the conversion to come. I felt like it might have been slightly forward. Let's suss out the replay. Penalty advantage, and the Brumbies were absolutely skinned out wide. No, it has bounced forward, in fairness. It has bounced forward. I mean, still a borderline pass. But it has bounced forward, which has made it look 100 times worse. I'm comfortable enough with that being given. 5 points to 0. The Blues. What a start. Harry Plummer. Here's a player I've never heard of. 70% accuracy in 2024, apparently. I've got to try and get the team sheets up for myself, so that I know who's who. It's a tough conversion from the sideline. The unfavoured side for a right foot kicker. And he's pushed it past the far upright. And it will remain 5 points to 0, but that is still a glorious start for the Blues. The worst possible start for the Brumbies. They had the kickoff. They needed to retain possession there. Now it's loose from the Blues off the restart. They do manage to secure possession, though. And the kick to touch doesn't find a lot of distance. Brumbies will get a shot here. Can they do anything with it, or will they be a bit rattled? That's the question. Throw to the line out is way over the top, and the Blues will come away with it. Well, that answers that question. They do get a penalty, though, in the ruck, forcing the turnover, or at least trying to, and the Blues illegally holding onto the ball. Take the three. Take the three. It's so early in the game, of course you would take the three. It's a completely different beast. If this were rugby league, they would absolutely continue to pile on the pressure on the try line. But here in the Union, take the points when they're on offer is the name of the game. Especially with the missed conversion. The missed conversion... And the Brumbies are on the board with that one. The kick is good. 5 points to 3. The Brumbies have hit back. And this has been an intriguing start to this match. As the Blues restart. It's over the top and loose from the Brumbies. It's towed forward. This is the scrappiest start to a rugby match I might have ever seen. It's like nobody can secure their own ball from a restart. Incredible stuff, really. The Brumbies do have the line out, but they're pinned down. 5 out from their own line. They win this line out ball. No threat of this one going over the top. They were taking no chances. This has been such a chaotic start. I don't think I've seen a start like this in a game of rugby, where just neither team is able to secure their possession. And now the lineout is stolen by the Brumbies. Illegally, says the referee. And a chance for the Blues to nullify that three-pointer and extend their lead back out to the try. You'd almost be tempted to keep the pressure on here, the Blues. They got that first try so easily. Knee crumbler, ahoy mate. They scored their first try so easily. And they are indeed plugging it into the corner. And they will look to rumble over here from a rolling maul. Blues throw to the line out. This time it is secured. And they get the drive on here. The rolling maul is set. They're pushing the Brumbies backwards. Here come the backs. And it must be a try. And it is given. That was way too easy. Up with the ball. Turn around, mate, so I can see your number. Ricky Riccatelli. Well, the 13 plus is looking good, but it's the try scorers that are concerned at the moment. The Blues leading this one 10 points to 3. Knee Crumbler asking if I'm going to the UFC in Perth. No, probably not. My first question, when is it? I mean, still probably not. Because I've got a Sydney trip. I've got a Sydney and Melbourne trip coming up before the end of the year. A Wasted World of Sports tour to Sydney and Melbourne. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit Perth in for the UFC. This time the conversion is on target and the Blues lead the Brumbies 12 points to 3. 9 minutes gone. They could not have asked for a better start. Well, maybe they could have. Maybe a better start would have been not giving away the 3 points there. It's in about 3 months. 3 months to... Okay, so what are we in now? June? Okay, it's going to be about around the same time I'm off to Sydney and Melbourne, so... We did a poll, actually, the Knee Crumbler, and the poll was to go and party in the Philippines with Rod. Maybe I can realistically look at international next year. A poll to come party in New Zealand. I've got quite a few mates in New Zealand. And, of course, the Wasted World of Sports faithful. Don't know. I couldn't think of a better name on the spot. All Stars is the official channel membership name, but I think there needs to be a better name. Something very fitting for the Wasted Water Sports party animals. Nah, that's dodgy. Anyway, the Brumbies, they have the ball once again. A team has been unable to secure possession from the restart. And the Brumbies can look to mount an attack. The Wasters, or the Wasted? We are the Wasted. Penalty advantage to the Brumbies. Can they mount something here? No, the referee calls it back. This is right out in front, 40 metres out. I'm starting to wonder if 3 points is gonna be the right option here for the Brumbies. They're going to take it, but going up in threes, the way that this game's going so far, going up in threes, probably not going to get the job done for them tonight. There's actually a song. There's a song that I would really, really love to get the licensing for to be the theme song, because I'm obviously just using a bunch of royalty-free music at the moment across the channel. From right out in front, Lolesio puts it through, and the Brumbies, they do hit back with some points. 12 points to 6. The Blues still well in control of this one. 12 minutes gone. No, it was a good option. I've just been watching too much rugby league lately, DJ Shaq. It was definitely the right option. The 3 points, it was a gift right out in front. And again, failing to claim the restart. Both teams have been shocking at restart time, it must be said, and the Blues have it back, and they've got the Brumbies stretched to the left, but straight up the middle goes Riccatelli. He wants another meat pie. They stay on that left-hand side, and it's Riccatelli again. He's popping up everywhere, that bloke. Staying down that left-hand side, which has now become the very short side. Finley Christie goes on a dart. Both teams have got to clean up their restarts, that's for certain. And the Blues, they could be in again here. They're just a couple of meters out. A pick and drive. They probably don't need to release the ball just yet. They're over the line and scoring the try once again through the forwards. I still feel good about my multi. I really do. They're doing it through the forwards at the moment, the Blues, but they are winning this battle up front so that they can stretch them out wide later on in the contest. Well, that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. There's plenty of time left for a Caleb Clark and a Rico Ioane to come into this game. But doing it through the middle at the moment, the Blues. Sam Darry. And at the moment, the Blues are scoring tries. The Brumbies are going up in threes. Do the math on that and figure out who's going to win. $17-6. The conversion to come from Plummer. Over it goes. And it is a comfy lead now for the Blues. 19-6. Fantastic work from the home side. Now, can somebody claim a restart? No, it's lost forward by the Brumbies. Play on, says the referee. That was surely off Brumbies' hands. Quick ball from the ruck. And again, it's loose at the restart. I thought for certain that was off Brumbies' hands. They're stacked to the right-hand side. Now they release it. Lalesio sends it out to Ikitau. Well defended, though, from the Blues in the end. Such scrappy restart work from both teams. I've never seen anything quite like it. Five phases now inside the 20. The Brumbies. Tua is driven backwards. Plants the ball back, though. Another phase for the Brumbies. Just keeping themselves in this contest here with those penalty goals. But they need to start thinking about tries. Tom Wright, I did consider him for anytime try scorer. I'm happy with the choices I've made, though. I think it'll come through at the end. 10 phases now for the Brumbies. Keeping it close to the ruck. Nothing expensive. Working towards a penalty advantage. The referee gets caught up in the play there, and he has no choice but to call this up. And we will have a scrum restart. He got himself in the middle of that. Brumbies will have the feed. Keeping it in tight there, the Brumbies trying to find a way to get some sort of penalty advantage before they release the ball out wide. The Blues, the home side, well and truly on top here, though, to start this contest. They have started extremely well. As we've got time off, Rhys Van Neck getting some work done to his head. It would have been hilarious if he was getting work done to his neck. Van Neck having some work done to his neck there. The referee comes and gives him a little bit of a hurry along. Waste of World of Sports. Obviously, I know that there's predominantly rugby league fans out there on this channel. Don't worry. We will be covering the Rabbitohs-Broncos game later tonight, as per normal. It's just a rugby union season. And I happen to love rugby union. Scrum down here for the Brumbies. Can they answer? They need a try. I wouldn't say that it's desperation stations just yet, but we're certainly building towards that. Lonergan feeds it. Breaking from the back of the scrum is Kale. Kale goes within 5 of the line. Brumbies. Counter ruck is good here from the Blues. They might have stolen this on their own try line, the Blues. Some impressive work in there. I didn't quite see who it was. Tell me it was Dalton Papali'i. He was the last to get up, which suggests to me that he started that counter ruck, got his hands on the ball like every good number 7 should. And the Brumbies have let an opportunity slip there. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, Finlay Christie. Finlay Christie, the little scrum half it was. Fantastic work. And now the Brumbies spill it out the side of the ruck and the Blues race away with it again. Oh, they've got to clean up their play here, the Brumbies. Now numbers out to the right for the Blues. That's a forward pass over the top. Play on, says the referee. Now they release the ball to Perifetta. Perifetta cheese. And the Blues race upfield before the play collapses. And the referee will call this one back. What a great advantage there for the Blues, though. There's only, if I run through the team sheets for both sides, I'll tell you the only players I know. Because as I said, I haven't really been following Super Rugby throughout the general round robin stage this season. I've only now switched on at finals time. But I'll tell you who I know from each team, starting with the Blues. So I know Stephen Perifeta-Cheese. I know Mark Talea, Rico Ioane, Caleb Clark, Finlay Christie, Hoskins Satutu, I know, Dalton Papali'i, Akira Ioane. Okay, so I know a few of them. On the Brumbies side, I know Lalesio, Ikitau, and Tom Wright. I know, and Valentini. I know 4 players from the Brumbies. Penalty advantage here for the Blues from the scrum. It's loose out the back. Play on, says the referee. And out wide there is Caleb Clark for the corner. And Caleb Clark will score. And there is a tick off the multi. And I tell you what, the 13 plus is looking pretty bloody good too. Caleb Clark scores in the corner. The Blues are well and truly leading by 13 plus at the moment, so that's a soft tick on the Blues 13 plus. We just need Rico Ioane now. Perifeta-Cheese with the try assist. And Caleb Clark scoring in the corner. This is a demolition job at the moment. The try's yet to be confirmed. I don't think it's confirmed yet. Oh, it has been now. 24-6. The Blues well and truly on top. The conversion attempt is hanging out wide to the right. It comes back a little bit, but hits the post and bounces away. 24 points to 6 it remains. The Blues well on top here. Brumbies with the restart. And that one's deep, so finally, although the clearing kick was not much chop, not at all. The clearing kick from Satutu means it was barely worth the effort. But I was going to say, finally, somebody has secured their own restart. But no, that wasn't really worth a whole lot, in all honesty. The Brumbies throw into the line out. They lock the ball on and give it straight back to the Blues. It'll be a scrum down Blues feed and an opportunity for me to have a quick break. And I'll be right back here on the Wasted World of Sports. Sorry, forgot to turn my microphone back on. Thank you. Cheers, Richard, for pointing out my stupidity. I always forget to put the mic. Obviously, I switch the microphone off when I duck off for a break. And then I come back and, honestly, I need a reminder. I need to put a sign up on the wall in front of me or something. Have you turned the microphone back on? Question mark. As the Brumbies now clear the ball. And the Blues have possession back. Status quo. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy, mate. The kick into the corner. It's going to find some space. And towards the sideline, Tom Wright decides to keep it infield. No, he doesn't, though. He's taken it into touch. And this will be a Blues throw into the line out. And honestly, things just going from bad to worse there. Oh, it was going to be a 50-22? That's a thing? Well, there you go. Like I said, I haven't been following along with Super Rugby that closely. A 50-22 is the thing. As thankfully DJ Shack's there to point this all out to me. I wondered why he played at that. It made absolutely no sense. But if the Blues were going to get the line-out throw anyway, then fair enough. But either way, the Blues have it back. Oh, driven backwards, solid defense. Big defense on their own goal line there from the Brumbies. Five out from the line. Finley Christie. The short ball to Rieko Ioane. That would have been the multi right there and then had he got over, but the forward pass is called on the knock on. The 13 plus is looking good. All we really need now is Rieko Ioane. It's funny, in the rugby league, I've got like something like a 10% hit rate on same-game multis. In the rugby union, if you go back to the World Cup last year, if you check out some of those old World Cup streams from last year, and the way that they've gone this year so far as well, in the rugby union, I've got like an 80% hit rate. The James, ahoy mate. UFC, yes, we're doing the Rabbitohs-Broncos game later tonight. But the Super Rugby semi-final is a little bit more important, in my opinion, than the Battle of the Also-Rans in the NRL. Two teams that are going to finish bottom 4 and 5. Not really that interested in it. Spilling the ball forward down the Blues. Not at all, UFC. They haven't even played any of the other top 8 teams yet, so we're only halfway through the season. They are still on track for a bottom 3 or 4 finish. Don't you worry. But at least hopefully you've got the courage to tip them yourself this week. I've tipped the Cowboys, but I do think the Raiders will probably win. Mel, ahoy! Richard Trainer says Chiefs are going to win tomorrow. Ooh, it's going to be a good game tomorrow. I can't wait for the one tomorrow. Hurricanes, Chiefs. Cracking contest. "30 minutes gone in this one. And it's been all the home side. Big scrum again from the Blues on halfway. It was Brumbies' feed, though, and they managed to release the ball out wide, and Tom Wright has dropped the ball backwards, says the referee. I think the referee's on some seriously hardcore drugs if he thought that was lost backwards. Either that or he's just trying to keep this game as close as plausible. From the base of the ruck, Lonergan puts it high and moving forward and now trying to milk a penalty. Was that Perifota cheese? The Brumbies have it back. Playing advantage for the knock-on. Caleb Clark it was moving forward there because he is now not over there in position in defence. And that's where the Brumbies tried to exploit the gap. Terrible service from scrum half. And the Brumbies just, Stephen Larkham is not going to be happy. Stephen Larkham, one of the great all-time ball players. He will be disgraced with the handling tonight. Backwards again, says the referee. Okay, so knocked back from Finley Christie there, says the referee. He is on some serious stuff tonight, the ref. I love it. Now that one's clearly lost forward. Play on, says the referee. And the Blues are able to clear. All right, honestly, DJ Shaq, I have said I haven't watched Super Rugby that intently this season, but I mean, it's not just me, right? There are 3 or 4 knock-ons missed in this big sequence of play. Going all the way back to the halfway line. Some shonky refereeing here, but it's keeping it entertaining at least. I love a good free-for-all. Just throw the rules out the window. Staying on the short side, the Brumbies. Tom Wright. Dummies goes on his own. He's wrapped up. They're inside the 20. They need to find some points before the break here, the Brumbies. Now they've got numbers to the left. The pass is out to Corey Toole, and Toole dives for the corner. He does not seem confident in the slightest. It's gone up as a try. But Corey Toole, the player in question, he does not seem confident at all about the prospect that he scored this one. The game has degenerated into an absolute shambles, it must be said. The referee has lost all control over it, and he's in touch there, clearly. His knees are about 17 metres over the sideline before he plants this one down. And the Blues scrambling defence. They hold on. I'm still trying to come to terms with all the missed knock-ons, DJ Shaq. Before trying to get my head around shoulder charges that have been missed. The Blues go short with the line out and a free kick to the Brumbies. They did not quite get that one right. Valentini tries to tap and go quickly, but the referee says, "You're off the mark, mate." And does exactly the same play. They were ready for it, the Blues. Penalty advantage. Caught on the wrong side of the ruck there was Darry. Penalty advantage here for the Brumbies. They try and lure in some Blues defenders to create some space. When will they release this ball? Valentini will pick and go, surely. That's all he's good for, and that's what he does, and he's short. It spills out the back, and Pollard goes close. Now they can release it to the right. The Blues are scrambling out that side of the field, but they keep it tight again. Pick and go, pick and go. And the Blues defensive line is reset. They've missed their chance there, the Brumbies. Over the line this time, Valentini. Another pick and drive. Like I said, it's all he can do, really. And he's done it extremely well on this occasion. Burrowing his way under the defence. What a crucial try that was for the Brumbies. (24-11), the kick to come. And it just keeps them in touch. Such an important try. Lelesio. Oh, he's nearly missed it, Lelesio. From right beside the post, he pushed it as far as he possibly could towards the far upright. And it manages to just hold its line and go over. It's 24 points to 13. Right before halftime, some crucial points for the Brumbies. Gaz, here's some ahoy, mate. How are you? As the Blues restart and the Brumbies secure the ball for the first time tonight that I can recall. A team has secured cleanly a restart. And the Brumbies with a little bit of momentum to build off here. Setting up the clearance, a box kick from Lonergan. Moving forward and taking it well is Harry Plummer. And the Blues have it back inside Brumbies territory. The clearance, it wasn't really a good one. The Blues with 2 minutes to go until the halftime break. Controlling the ball here. Gaz Hearsum says it's pissing down and chilly in Christchurch. How's the game? The game so far has been relatively one-sided. The Blues have been extremely dominant as the Brumbies pile in and dive straight over the top. Stupidity at its finest right there from the Brumbies. Just collapsing straight over the top of the ruck. And a gift penalty here on the stroke of half-time for the Blues. They had just done all the hard work to get themselves back into touching distance. And the 3 points here, it'll put the Blues, the home side, back out to a 14-point lead. The James says, what a name, Harry Plummer. There's a few tonight. What about the winger for the Brumbies, Corey Toole? Hamish, ahoy, mate. Bloxburg have couch cars. I'm in heaven. Excellent. That's fabulous. We need to get the old Intoxi-Box crew together, go for a cruise. From right in front, a long way out though, Harry Plummer makes no mistake, and the Blues extend to a 27-13 lead. Right on the stroke of halftime, there will be time for the restart. But it's been a great first half effort from the Blues. The home side, well and truly on top. Pork knuckle in the oven, very nice. The Brumbies go short with the restart, and it's taken. They've started to get their restarts together, both teams. Lamb's held up, and the Blues just say, thank you very much. We'll take that into halftime. 27 points to 13. The home side with the lead at the halftime break. They head for the dressing rooms. I head for a quick break myself at some point. Very, very dominant from the Blues in that first half. They'll be pretty happy with that effort. The Brumbies, they just started too slow. They let the Blues get on top very early. Inside the first 2 minutes, I believe it was, that the Blues scored their first try. So the Brumbies have basically been chasing the game right from the start. And you just can't do that. You can't do that in any code, at any level. You don't want to be chasing a game. I'm always hungry, James. I don't need conversations in the chat room for that to happen. Now, what am I doing over here? I want the camera settings is what I want.
My name is James Randall. I'm 82 years old. And my favorite food is a heartbreaker with cream. Camera, where is it? There's a bomb in the glove box.
All right, I'll have my halftime break while I figure this out. West World of Sports, Super Rugby Pacific for the first time this year. Semi-final time. The home team, the Blues, 27-13 over the visiting Brumbies from Australia. Be right back for the second half after this. All right, Waste of World of Sports, halftime here, 27 points to 13. The home side, the Blues, dominating the Brumbies at the moment in the Super Rugby Pacific Semi Finals. Be a long way back in this second half for the Brumbies, but they are at least, like, a couple of converted tries is not out of the realms of possibility. They've got a lot to clean up, though. Nothing has changed my mind. Pre-game, I said Blues 13 plus. Caleb Clark, anytime try scorer. Rieko Ioane, anytime try scorer. Absolutely nothing has happened throughout the course of that first 40 minutes to change my mind. I think it'll be a comprehensive win for the home side. Potentially they run away with it big time in the second half. Maybe the Brumbies don't even score any more points. Certainly not a try. Maybe a penalty goal. But we'll see. 40 more minutes left for a place in the grand final. The Blues, well and truly on top. Just really difficult to see where the Brumbies' points are going to come at the moment. I realise they have scored some, but that was a drive up the middle. Valentini. Rob Valentini. Straight up the middle, pick and go. But it took a lot to get them into that situation in the first place. So, any points, I think, any points first from the Blues might just be enough to sink the Brumbies here and give the home side the confidence to roll on with it. Not that they should need it, they're already well and truly on top. Waiting for the teams to come out for the second half here. A comfortable lead for the Blues at the break. Don't forget, Waste of World of Sports, we do have the NRL action coming up later tonight. Rabbitohs versus the Broncos. That should be a good contest as well. Still waiting for the teams. I think the half-time break is slightly longer in the rugby union. It feels like it anyway. Gerard Susu, ahoy there, mate. No, I'm committed to the Super Rugby semi-final tonight, and then the Broncos-Rabbitohs game later. Where the Blues, the home side, are leading 27-13. 2 converted tries. And of course, tomorrow, the other semi-final, Hurricanes versus the Chiefs, who will be facing the Blues in the grand final. Hurricanes and Chiefs should be an absolute cracking contest. Turn it off, the Blues won. He's calling it. Gerard Susu's calling it early. The Blues have won. No, there's plenty of time left. Look, I can't imagine any scenario where the Brumbies fight back. But you just never know. You never know. We could still have a grandstand finish, as they say, waiting for us in this one, but certainly not looking likely. The Blues have been very dominant in that first half, and they are well and truly on top. Super Rugby Pacific semi-final number 1. We just need Rieko Ioane here in the second half. Rieko Ioane to get across and score. All right, it looks like on the TV broadcast they're having their last break before the second half. I will go ahead and do exactly the same. Waste of World of Sports, second half of Super Rugby Pacific semi-final number 1 coming up after this. All right, Waste of Water Sports. Welcome back. Super Rugby Pacific semi-final time. The second half is underway and the Brumbies do have it. Trailing by 2 converted tries, they need to start the second half red hot. And a penalty on the halfway line is just what they needed. No, it certainly isn't real footy, Michelle. It's real rugby. At last we agree on something. Real footy is soccer, if we're being fair. You know, football. Football. In total fairness. Not a lot of distance on that touch finder for the Brumbies. But Pollard will have the throw. They're about 35 out from the Blues line. They do need to strike first. It's loose off the top of the line out. Brumbies secure possession though. Trailing by 2 converted tries. They must be the first team to score in the second half. And they've got themselves a great chance here. Out to the left, a good charge from Ikitau. Ikitau sounds like... Ikitau sounds like the little brother of Ickis from Real Monsters. Hanging out down there in the sewers with Crumb and Oblina. Penalty advantage again here for the Brumbies. Right out in front. I would say they'd be interested in the 3 points. We'll find out. They win the penalty. It is an absolute gift 3-pointer. Should they decide to take it. Some points reward for the start that they've had to the second half. I would certainly say take the 3. Now having words to the Blues. That's interesting. The Blues captain. The referee is laying down the law. Just saying there's been a few too many penalties now, mate. You need to tidy this up a little bit. And the Brumbies have decided we are a bit beyond the 3-pointers now. And they put this into the corner. It's a bit far out for a rolling maul. So they're going to have to do it the expansive way. Big throw here from Pollard. Goes to the middle, secured by the Brumbies. They release it early. There's Valentini, the try scorer. 5 out from the line. Brumbies keeping it in close. Their pod is set up. Nothing expansive here. Trying to rumble it through the forwards. Trying to get that penalty advantage and then release it wide. Valentini again. He wants another. Loses the ball out the back, but it's play on. It's gone backwards. Van Neck goes close. Centimetres close to the line. What a start this would be for the Brumbies. Valentini. He's chopped down. No ground made. Again, a pick and go. Look at the gaps out to the left. If the Brumbies decide to release it. Short and held up. The referee says we'll have a look. They don't seem confident at all here, the Brumbies. It's a dead giveaway. They don't feel like they've scored this one. The James says cash out. Actually, I wonder if cash out's even available. Cash out while they're still over 13 plus. My bets. Yeah, I don't think I even have a cash out option on this one. I mean, I wouldn't worry about it anyway, to be honest. If the Blues lose a player, if they keep giving away penalties and lose a player for 10, that could be danger signs. Valentini taps and goes for the Brumbies. It's loose out the back, but it's backwards. And the Blues come away with it. Finley Christie organises the troops. Setting up protection here for a box kick. No, he fires it back. And they go the more traditional method. Harry Plummer doesn't find touch. It's still on here for the Brumbies. Numbers out to the left, but cutting back to the right is Tom Wright. Opportunity gone for the Brumbies for the time being. Victims of their own mistakes at the moment, the Brumbies. Just can't get any rhythm going in their play. They have started this second half extremely well, though, comparatively. It's still Brumbies ball. Back it goes on the halfway line. They put the ball high with no advantage or anything, and Finley Christie takes the high ball, offloads it back to Caleb Clark. And that was the sign of a team that's just run out of ideas. That is not good. This early in the second half, the Brumbies have resorted to kick and hope. A testament to the Blues' defense. Back it goes for Plummer. He puts it high in return. Says, hey, okay, they're out of ideas. Let's kick it to them. And a good dart there from Muirhead. Where's his support, though? Non-existent. Now numbers to the left for the Brumbies. But they decide to kick rather than go through the hands. And Finley Christie, he's everywhere. Beats the first defender. Passes back in field. Straight to a Brumbies hand. But the defence is there to take him over the sideline. Iki Tau was surprised as everybody to have the ball there, Iki Tau. Finley Christie's just popping up everywhere. An All Blacks number 9. You would expect him to be a standout. Big line out throw here for the Blues, though. 5 out, and they win it at the front. Back to Christie it goes. Fires it into midfield. And Akira Ioane sets up the ruck. Not a lot of distance made for all that effort. Christie retreats on the box kick, clears it. Not a lot of distance again. And this will be a Brumbies throw just outside the Blues 20. The Brumbies dominating field position early in the second half. They chip and chase. The ball lands in space, but well collected by Plummer at the back. Something a little different there from the Brumbies. The Blues, though, they were ready for it. And it's just got that feel about it for the Brumbies tonight. It's just that vibe. They're just smacking their head against a brick wall. Just not falling their way. Good shape out to the left here for the Brumbies. Cut out pass. Some space for Toole. Cuts back in field and he's hammered down in the tackle. Brumbies ball though. Yeah, I wish I could assist in any way, Mr. Ed's dead. I'm not sure why it's really asking for microphone permissions. Oh, through a gap there was Van Neck, but he forgot to take the ball with him. Reese Van Neck was straight through. He just left the ball behind. Another mistake from the Brumbies. Looks like it'll be Blues versus Chiefs in the finals, says the James. Lots of people predicting the Chiefs. I don't think the Hurricanes the Hurricanes finished on top of the table. Let's not forget. So surely they're not going to be that much of a pushover that so many people are on board with the Chiefs. Like it's a given. As I said, I haven't really been following along with the Super Rugby this year in the round robin phases. I've only switched on now for the finals, but I mean, surely the Hurricanes haven't ended up on top of the table by coincidence. Mel says huge hype here in Welly for the Canes. Yeah, well, yeah, top of the table. I mean, unless I'm missing something. It seems everyone seems to be on the Chiefs bandwagon, though. Penalty to the Blues. They've been very dominant at scrum time. And some reward with the penalty. Quite a few of the Brumbies forwards spewing out blood from the ears. Twelve and a half minutes gone in this second half. It's been all Brumbies so far in the second half, but no points to show for it. A brick wall of Blues defense, and now the Blues This is their first opportunity for the second 40 down in Brumbies territory. You would have to think that this game is put to bed if they walk away with points here. Yeah, I've got to say, Mel, I certainly wouldn't mind a Blues Hurricanes grand final. The Chiefs have had their time, haven't they? They've had their era of domination. Blues win the line out. Set up the maul, release it now. Christie, out it goes to Satutu. Satutu again. Pick and go for Talea. Darry again keeps it in tight. Just building up the phases here, the Blues. Waiting for an opportunity. This is great work. Drawing in the Brumbies' defence, but they've done extremely well to rip the ball away. But now firing a pass out the back to absolutely nobody, Lonergan, and they're forced to play from inside their own goal line. And the clearing kick. The Blues have possession back. And broken play. Harry Plummer spills it. Knock-on advantage to the Brumbies. Well, that play got very, very scrappy very, very quickly. Now they've got numbers to the right, the Brumbies. Draw and pass is all that's needed. Right, dummies. Finds a gap. Gets the pass inside to Ikitau. Offloading on the outside and spilling the ball is Tua. And the Blues survive. They scramble. But the Brumbies, they've come out a different team in the second half, all the way up until about the time they make a mistake. Then it looks like the same team. Just a couple of wrong options there, if I'm being extremely critical. And I am being extremely critical. Couple of wrong options there. They needed to draw and pass, take advantage of the numbers that they had. Instead, they went back inside and the error was made. As we've got an injury stoppage, which is fantastic because I need to have a quick break. I'll be right back. And look at that, I'm back before the scrum even packs. Mel says Raiders looking shite at the moment. Well, that shouldn't be surprising. I always know when the Raiders aren't doing too well because UFC suddenly disappears from the chat rooms. Big scrum here from the Blues. The Brumbies going backwards at a rate of knots, and now they've got numbers to the right. Parafeta Cheese goes dangerously close to the sideline and over. He slides, but we come back for the penalty. All the way back for scrum time. And again, the Blues' dominance there up front. Considering that the Brumbies usually have fairly big representation in Wallabies forward packs, some alarming signs, you would have to think. The Blues are just able to destroy the Brumbies scrum. Plummer with the touch finder from the penalty, and the Blues will have this about 30 metres out from the Brumbies line. They can launch an attack again. Come on, Rieko Ioane. We're running out of time here. The 13 plus is looking okay. We've already got Caleb Clark. We need Rieko over the try line. The Blues over the back with the liner way over the back and into midfield. And a cheeky little Jonah Lomu rugby style box kick. Doesn't yield a result from the number 21 there, Funaki. Funaki, as in the Kai and Tai WWE wrestler. Indeed. Indeed. That's fantastic. I love that there is a player called Funaki. That has made my night. Oh, Mel says Caleb plays like his old man. Selfish bugger with the ball. As again, over the top of the line out. This time it falls for the Blues. And now they've got numbers to the right. The overlap is there. The pass is out to Talea. Beats one. Gets up and goes again. They're inside the 20 now, the Blues. Opportunity knocking out to the left here. Funaki to Plummer. Plummer dummies, goes on his own. Offloads back to Funaki. And he's brought down, 20 out. Good defense from the Brumbies. No scrum half because Funaki went into contact. They've dived in over the top there, the Brumbies. Very lucky to get away with that. 6 phases now, the Blues in midfield. Big drive there from Renata. They're just getting closer and closer here, the Blues. Where's Rieko? That's not Rieko, that's Sam Darry. The ball is ripped away from the Brumbies, straight into the hands of Funaki. No, it pops up to Hoskins Satutu. All I saw was the hair, and I thought it was Funaki, but I didn't realise that, no, it's actually the 8-foot tall player and not the 4-foot tall player. Either way, it's a try for the Blues, and they will extend their lead. And you would have to think that they're quite comfortable now, and they would have this one in the bag. The Blues charging towards the grand final. Can they please give the ball to Rieko Ioane? A Rieko Ioane try would just be fabulous. 32 points to 13. The conversion to come from right in front. Oh, the Brumbies did so well. They did the hard work there. Ripped the ball away at ruck time. But straight into the hands of a Blues player, Hoskins Satutu. And over he went. Conversion successful, as you would expect, from right in front, and the Blues lead this 34 points to 13. 60 minutes gone. It could be a last quarter of pain and misery for the Brumbies. More so than it's already been, to be honest. I'm wondering if Rieko's even still out there. Basic NRL channel. Ahoy, mate. Welcome along. Mel says 18-0 Cowboys. Spanking Ricky's Green Goblins at the moment in the NRL. Box kick there from Funaki. And the Brumbies do have the ball back. Blind passes out the back, just trying to make something happen. Yeah, basic NRL channel. I knew what you meant, mate. It's all good. Basic NRL channel says, yo, Cowboys are destroying Cowboys. But obviously meant the Raiders. Kick through from the Brumbies. Was he taken out? No, says the referee. Play on. And Perifeta Cheese at the back. Clears it for the Blues. Well on top here, the home team. Charging towards the grand final. The Blues, will they meet the Hurricanes? Will they meet the Chiefs? Pollard with the throw into the lineout. Lost forward by the Blues. They did get hands in there and spoil, but it's lost forward, and the Brumbies will get a scrum down. Just inside Blues territory. The good thing for the Brumbies, there's still time. The bad thing for the Brumbies, at the moment, it's 5 tries to 1 in favour of the Blues. The Brumbies, their only try was off a pick and go, a long sequence of pick and goes, and Valentini finally burrowed over. They've had to work extremely hard for that one try that they've got. A try, a conversion, and 2 penalty goals accounts for the points. 5 tries for the Blues. Much better scrum this time for the Brumbies. And they get some front football as a result. 63 minutes gone, so 17 minutes. You would have to think the game's over. Pride on the line for the Brumbies. It's all right, NRL fans. Oh, some space opens up now for the Brumbies. Toole puts the grubber kick through, but the Blues get across and shut it down, and they also earn themselves the throw into the line out. But yes, NRL fans, don't worry. Rabbitohs, Broncos, later tonight, we'll be covering the action here on the Waste of Water Sports as per normal. It's just that basically I had a choice. Right now, I had a choice to do the Super Rugby Pacific semi-final or a battle of the also-rans in the NRL, the Raiders and the Cowboys, 2 teams that are destined for bottom 4 finishes. The choice was easy. Super Rugby semi-final it was. Backwards again, says the referee. I hope he shares the drugs around at full time with some of these calls that he's made tonight. Specsavers, the sponsor on the referee jersey, is very fitting. But the Brumbies do have a chance here. Play on. It's loose out the back. Gave the Blues an opportunity. The offload is very, very messy, and he calls this one a knock-on. If anyone can work out what's going through the referee's head right now, I would love to hear it. Feels like that might have been a little bit of a make-up call for the ones that he missed earlier. But some forlorn-looking faces there in the Brumbies coaching box as the Blues continue to just roll on here. They defend well, and they stay well in control of this contest. The home side, the Blues, they've got the scrum down. A big drive again. They are just so dominant at scrum time. The James says, icky towel. That's what I leave under my bed. We don't need to hear about under your bed. James? You know what's hilarious? I find it hilarious that Michelle follows the Broncos, right? And she didn't even know the Broncos were playing tonight. Adrian Broughton. I hope I said that correctly. Ahoy there, mate. Thank you very much for the kind words. I think the referee does need specs. He's made some very interesting calls tonight. Look, I don't think in one way or the other that it would have affected the outcome of the game. The Blues have been on top from start to finish. But some very interesting calls. Nathan John Barter, ahoy there. As Funaki sets up the box kick on halfway. Taken at the back. Tool gets away from one. Offloads. Keeping the ball alive here, the Brumbies. They've created space out wide to the right, but forced to cut back in field. Is Muirhead. They're in Blues territory again. The offload up and into space. Straight through a gap goes Nick Frost. Where's the support? Front football here for the Brumbies. 3-on-2 down the short side, but the Blues number up well. Still Brumbies ball though. 5 out from the line. A chance for a consolation try. Penalty advantage incoming. Pick and go. That'll be the name of the game here. 6 phases. The Blues are wise to this tactic, though. It's all the Brumbies have really thrown at them. Pick and go, pick and go, pick and go. Where's Valentini? There's a big drive from Charlie Cale, I think it was. And the Brumbies are close, but this is all they've got. Pick and go. Drawing those defenders and spread it wide. You've got penalty advantage. Here they go. Finally, out wide. Some space. Unmarked. And an easy try. Oh, if he just put his head down and went for it, Muirhead. But he decided to stop and have a dance. The scrambling defense of the Blues. Amazing. How have they got out of that? Now the Brumbies are over. No wonder they've stuck with the pick and go, because it seems to be all that's working for them. And it's Luke Reamer. A consolation try for the Brumbies. No wonder they are keeping it in tight and not throwing it out wide, because how did they screw this up? Muirhead, he needed to put the head down and have a go at it. $34 points to 18. The conversions come from out wide. $10 minutes to go, so they're out of time, really, the Brumbies. Moving in and striking it well, hooking it back nicely, Lalesio. $34 points to 20. And in the NRL, the Cowboys are leading 22-0 over Ricky's Green Goblins. And I figured that things weren't going well for the Cowboys, James, because haven't heard a peep out of UFC. The Blues contest the restart. They get hands on the ball. And they also win a penalty for it. Again from the restart, the Brumbies failing to secure their own ball. From the restart, The Brumbies have been very, very scrappy tonight and taken out in the air. Caleb Clark. He wins the contest to the ball, and just a lazy hand there from Nick Frost. The 3 points is there if they want it. I suspect they might go for a try. Well, they might go for the 3 here, actually. Put it out to a 17-point lead. We've got a TMO review. They're having a look at that decision, I suspect, and seeing if this is justified of a send-off. The Brumbies could be spending the last 9 minutes of this game a man down. Potential foul play. TMO is Chris Hart. I don't think that's any relation to Brett the Hitman. Yes, basic NRL channel. I love the fact that in the Super Rugby, the referees are sponsored by Specsavers. I love the irony. It's fantastic. This is a clear penalty. This is he's clearly stuck his arm out. I think he's going to be gone for the rest of the game here. The yellow card is coming out of the pocket. And yes, indeed, Nick Frost with that lazy arm finds himself sitting down for the remainder of this game. Completely unnecessary. And once again, DJ Shaq, once again, scrappy from the restart. The Brumbies have let themselves down horribly at restart time tonight. Foregoing the opportunity at 3 points here. The Blues have decided to ping it into the corner. And they're going to have another crack here. They want another try. Hopefully through Rico Ioane, so I win my multi. Fingers crossed. The lineout goes to the middle. It's tapped down and loose. But the Blues secure possession. Knocked on by the Brumbies here. Advantage Blues. Funaki. Out to Rico Ioane. That's who we need. We need him to score a try. 8 minutes remaining. Plummer puts the grubber kick in behind the line. The Brumbies secure it, but pressure on. And raking at the ball there was Caleb Clark. Lost forward by the Brumbies again. Loose at ruck time and now spilt by the Blues. Over in midfield. It'll be a Brumbies scrum down. This game has just disintegrated now. The handling from both teams. Now that the result is out of question, the game has really degenerated. 22 points to 0. The Cowboys are leading the Raiders at the moment in the NRL. Which explains why there's no UFC only fans at the moment. Darcy Swain off injured for the Brumbies. They will have the scrum here, the Brumbies, the scrum feed. What are they? They're about 10 out from their own line with this scrum feed. The Blues have been dominant at scrum time. This one collapses early. And the referee calls for a reset. He had no choice but to call for a reset there. Big impact at scrum time. The Brumbies have pretty much got all their reserves rolled out. 1 through 5. Wow, and 7 and 8. Valentini's the only one still out there in the Brumbies scrum from the start of the match. Valentini, the only one remains. All the reserves have been fired out there. Six minutes to go. 2 converted tries. It's not impossible mathematically. Big scrum again from the Blues, but the Brumbies break away from the back of the scrum and they secure possession. Big counter ruck here from the Blues. Brumbies do well to hold on to it though. 6 minutes to go. They've got to go the length of the field here. Box kick. Trying to earn some territory. And it finds touch just short of halfway. And the Blues will get the throw into the line out. The Brumbies, they need to compete for all their worth here at this line out throw. They need their hands on the ball. Eklund throws for the Blues. They secure the ball in the middle. Set up the maul. Driving forward. Now it stalls. Funaki will release it. And the Blues have it. 5 minutes to go. Settling things down in midfield. This is shocking service there from Funaki. And it's loose. The Brumbies secure the ball. And Funaki gets to his feet and wrestles it back. Amazing work from Funaki. He made the mistake. He went straight over there and fixed it up all on his own. Lined up out to the left now. With numbers, the Blues still going. AJ Lamb. They're inside the 22. Pressure on the Brumbies again now. Funaki releases the ball from the ruck. They're short on the right-hand side here in defence. The Brumbies calling troops over now. It's loose out the back of the ruck from the Blues. Scrappy play. And the Brumbies will come away with it. Brumbies have the ball. They've done well there, and the Blues let themselves down. The kick and chase from inside their own 22, and it's straight over the sideline. They have to try things, though. The Brumbies. I mean, the game is done. They need to try some things, but the execution just not there tonight for the Brumbies. The execution letting them down. Line out throw for the Blues. Just a few minutes left. Setting up another rolling maul. An area that they've been really dominant. The mauls and the scrum time. It has truly been all Blues. They're inside the 22 again. Numbers to the right. The Brumbies get across and shut it down, but choked. Takes it within 5. A pick and go with a cheeky little offload up to Avo. And a penalty to the Brumbies. They had hands all over it. But perfectly legitimately, says the referee. 2.5 minutes left, and they kick downfield, the Brumbies. Plenty of numbers back for the Blues, though. And it's Harry Plummer inside the 22 with a lot of time. Doesn't make good connection with that. But it's all right. There's only 2 points the difference. I mean, there's only 2 minutes to go. There's a lot more than 2 points the difference. 2 converted tries the difference. 2 minutes to go. it doesn't really matter in this situation that the kick wasn't that great from Harry Plummer. That's what I was getting at. I just forgot a few words in between. Brumbies throw into the line out. They go over the back and misses everybody completely, but the Blues knock it on. And I don't think anybody really wants to pack this scrum. They're going to be very, very slow, both sides, I suspect, moving in to set this scrum. Brumbies secure the ball. Can they steal a consolation try here with 30 seconds to go? Make a mockery of my same game multi, where I'm currently sitting on 2 successful legs. Rico Ioane's the one that's let me down tonight. It's all right. We'll try and nail a same game multi on the Broncos-Rabbitohs game. Hands in on the ball there. Illegally, says the referee. Penalty to the Brumbies. Time is up on the clock. Valentini taps and goes. Can the Brumbies secure a consolation try? You know what would be great? Well, they've spilt the ball. They've knocked it on and the referee's missed another one. The referee has missed another knock on. Surely he can't miss that one. And that will be the end of the game. I would have thought. There it is. Time off. He had to have a long think about it, the referee. He's been interesting, to say the least, this ref. It's certainly kept the game interesting. Whilst it threatened to be a little bit of a blowout on the scoreboard, we kept ourselves entertained with whatever the referee was going to decide to do. He had some really, really questionable calls there, it must be said. And he had to have a long, hard think about that, whether it was time off or not for full time. In the end, he decided it was time to call it. Mr. Ed's Dead says, one of the advices is to ask if I've been muted. Oh, okay. So actually muted. What's your username on Discord, Mr. Ed's Dead? If you don't mind my... Oh, hang on. So are you able to go into Discord at all? Or you just can't, and you can't access the Watch Games live? Or you can't get into Discord at all? Is it just our server or Discord in general, I suppose, is what I'm asking. Adrian Broughton says, great commentary, bro. Cheers, Adrian. I'll drink to that. Actually, it's been a while since I've had a shot. I'm going to have a shot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Good stuff. Skyfinks asks, how long are Super Rugby games? Well, 80 minutes game time. But with stoppages and everything, it does sort of go a little bit longer than that. No, probably not. Probably not, Defunk. Okay, you're in. You can hear the game. Okay, so you are... Oh, okay, this is interesting. This is interesting. Your name's not even coming up on the thing. Okay, well, I can tell you you're not muted. You are Peaceman Ed. And you are in there on Watch Games Live. Okay, but you can't see it. It's just buffering. That's interesting. You're in there. You're not muted. Interesting. And I can confirm that the stream is running. Dan Jam's in there as well at the moment, so I can confirm that it is running. So yeah, so you can hear the game but just can't see it. Interesting. Adrian Broughton says, enjoy the shot. I have a double brown. Very nice. Oh God, I'm out of this now as well. Oh well, I don't think we need to post a link, Mr. Ed's Dead, because you're there. You're in there. We need to figure out why you're just getting buffering instead of the thing. Now, James has popped in and said it's all good, it's all working. So we need to try and figure out for you what exactly is going on there. Now, James, because I obviously don't go in there and watch it myself, I don't need to. Does it just pop up normally, or do you have to like click on something to activate the screen? Maybe that's something that's happening there. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ideas here. Neutralizer, ahoy, mate. How are you doing? Seb Watson, probably not, mate. I still need to set up for the Broncos Rabbitohs game. So yeah, probably not. You just tap watch stream. Okay. Interesting. Mr. Ed's Dead says my laptop sucks. You click Watch Games Live and click on Intox's stream. Yeah, yeah, honestly, I don't really know, because as I said, I don't go in there and watch it myself. So all you get is a black screen and buffering. But you get the audio. That's weird. You get the audio, but not the video. Yes, Adrian, coming up next, the Broncos versus the Rabbitohs in the NRL. What's that? That'll be in about roughly 45 minutes. Thereabouts, I think it is. About 45 minutes time. $34 points to 20 here, though. The Blues, they only just managed the 13 plus that I had them at. Rico Ioane We didn't get there in the end for Rico Ioane. We got Caleb Clark, though. For some reason, that one's not working. Oh, well. That's the least of my worries. The least of my problems. All right, Wasted World of Sports. Well, I will go get myself ready for that game. The Rabbitohs and the Broncos coming up in the NRL very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining me for this one. The Blues have successfully advanced into the grand final of Super Rugby Pacific for 2024, where they await the result of tomorrow, which we will also be doing tomorrow, local time. I think it's 2:30. I probably should know this. I think it's around 2 o'clock, 2:30. Tomorrow afternoon, the Hurricanes versus the Chiefs in semi-final number 2 for Super Rugby Pacific. Thank you so much for your company, as always. And yes, keep an eye out for the Broncos versus the Rabbitohs coming up next on the Wasted World of Sports. Cheers. Fingers crossed he doesn't come back with Michelle. No, well, like I said, James, I'm not sure if you were here when I said it or not, but I said, isn't it hilarious? Like, Michelle goes for the Broncos, and she had absolutely no idea that they were even playing tonight. She thought they were on tomorrow night. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll catch you guys very, very soon. Rabbitohs, Broncos, coming up on the Wasted World of Sports.